Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Coffee Talk podcast episode. Today, it is kind of rainy and gloomy outside, so I brewed myself up a nice cup of peppermint tea to enjoy with you as we discuss how exactly to have a self-care or slow summer. I got a couple comments on the recent Coffee Talk where I shared with you the prompts that got me thinking and discussing and coming up with pointers for our chat that were basically prompts that had to do, what did I just try and say there? My actual brain feels like scrambled tofu or scrambled eggs. It feels like somebody has literally put one of those cake mixers into my mind lately. And also, fun fact, I have been dealing with exhaustion like I have never felt before. So yeah, what I just said probably was gibberish, probably didn't make sense. What I meant to say was, I have journal prompts for today's chat because as I was writing down the things I wanted to discuss, to collect my thoughts and make them cohesive, I was using prompts to get myself thinking about the types of things we could talk about, so I'm going to share those prompts with you. So feel free to pause or write them down or use the comment section to write out your thoughts or anything at all. You can also just pause and ponder if you would like to. I will start by saying there is no one size fits all in anything in life. Somebody tell Brandy Melville if they haven't caught the gist yet. So I know that a self-care or a slow summer might not be on the menu for everybody or what everybody is looking to pick off the menu, but it is something for anybody that's feeling maybe burnt out, maybe has had a hectic year, or is looking to focus some time on healing, focus some time on themselves, or even focus some time on their loved ones. Like if life has been really busy and you've been working really hard. I know for myself, the reason why I'm choosing to do a slower self-care summer is because I'm about to have a big change on the horizon right at the end of summer. And so I would like to feel really prepared and take some time to myself to really slow life down before it picks back up again and things pass in a blur. I am starting up this chat today because I really had to get real with myself recently, where I was feeling super stressed out and I just needed to sit down and be like, okay, what is really gonna help me right now? Like, what do I need? And the weight that lifted off my chest when I thought about, what if I don't try and do it all this summer? Like, what if I actually solely focus on the top priorities and rest a lot this summer? And even thinking about it felt so good. It felt so nourishing. There's gotta be other people out there that are maybe feeling that pull or feeling that tug to do a lot in the summer, to do it all in the summer, to fill up our calendars, to say yes to all of these opportunities, which again can be great if that's definitely the vibe you're flowing on. But if you're feeling burnt out or tired, or like you need to heal, or like you just need some time to yourself, or you need to like rest or prepare or just a little bit, then that might not be the vibe. In the summer, we have more daylight hours, and for some, more free time. Maybe not for everybody, depending on what you do for a living or if you're a student or whatever it is you have on your docket. But sometimes more can actually create a domino effect of more, where, okay, more free time, so I'm gonna say yes to more things, which actually equals less free time. Or more daylight hours means I can squish more things into a day, which means I actually have way less energy for myself at the end of the day. Where we try to say yes to everything. We try to say yes to every kind of vibe, if you will, and overcommit ourselves to the fact that our summers just go by in the blink of an eye, or whatever season you're in can go by in the blink of an eye. And that's why I'm feeling the call, I'm feeling the intuitive hit to really lean into a slower summer, a more self-care, self-nourishing type of summer, saying no to things that require me to go places or travel many places or take up too many weekends, because I know there's high priority things, like including rest, as silly or as simple as that might sound in our day and age, to literally prioritize resting over like going somewhere. But I know it, I feel it, my body is asking me for it, it's needing it. So this isn't one of the prompts, but I feel like it definitely could be. And it does actually feed into the first prompt, which is define your objective or your priority of having a slow summer or a self-care summer. Why? Why do this? Why choose a summer like this? And because for starters, I mean, we just did a chat 2-3 weeks ago about hot girl summer and like that pressure sometimes to be putting it on and be doing the most. It was basically a conversation of giving ourselves permission to just be ourselves, whatever that looks like. So as you actually start to unpack that, if what you doing you for the summer looks like a slower summer, a more calm, grounding summer, healing summer, or recharge or restful summer, then the reason why would be for those exact reasons. Maybe like myself, or for whatever reason you have a big change on the horizon, something that's coming up at the end of summer. Maybe you're moving somewhere. Maybe there's a lot of change that's happened recently and you'd really like to take some time to yourself to really nourish the little pocket that you have before this change. Maybe you've been feeling ungrounded. Maybe you've been feeling not so present in life. Maybe it feels like time's been slipping by. Maybe you've worked really, really hard since January or even before January, and you just want time for yourself or time to just do nothing even. The concept, could you imagine? It can be hard to literally commit to doing nothing when you have open spaces on your schedule. I know I definitely feel an urge to fill them. Maybe you want to reconnect with yourself again if you've been feeling a disconnect. Maybe you want to reconnect with your life or your loved ones, just the simple things in your life. Maybe you want to work on some personal projects or some personal hobbies that you've always said you wanted to do but have never taken the time for, and you know that if you book up your schedule too much, another season will go by where you won't do it. So those are just a few reasons why, but I would start with the very first prompt being define your priority this summer. Define your objective. Whether you're taking a self-care summer, a slow summer, or you're choosing any other kind of summer, like what is your objective this summer? What is your objective or priority this season? So I feel like I keep on interchanging slow summer and self-care because for two reasons. One, I feel like time has been just slipping through my fingers. And so I really do want to try and move as slowly as possible. I also just waddle everywhere now, so I am moving slower than usual. My body feels way different than it did even a few weeks ago. Personally, I'm in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy, which has hit me like a freight train, and I feel very tired and my feet are sore, my back is sore, and I just feel like all those stereotypical pregnancy things. But also too, self-care in the sense of this feels like my last little chance or moment to take some time to really be with myself before I know that I'm gonna take on this whole new overwhelming washover of love and of commitment to this little soul that I'm bringing into the world. And so that's my why, that's my priority, that's my objective. But there's so many examples that you might answer for this question. Maybe your objective is to recharge after a serious season of burnout. Maybe you've gone through a breakup and you really want to heal, or you really want to figure out how to be on your own again. Maybe you want to have a self-care or a slow summer because every summer goes by so fast and you just want to take one summer to just see what it would be like to not overcommit or not go anywhere or not do too many things, and instead just be, like, just let the day take you where it's gonna take you without any plan. Decision fatigue, you know, when you have so many different things you could be doing, if you're not sure exactly why you're doing the things you're doing, then that can definitely lead to wasted energy or, like I said earlier, burnout. So being super clear, or just even briefly clear about what your objective is, can help you understand what's gonna fit into that idea that summer. You've got friends asking you to go out drinking every weekend. That might not fit into your self-care summer, or it might. Maybe social interaction is a part of that self-care, especially if you're going through a breakup. If you're looking to have a summer of really reconnecting with yourself, and there's like a bazillion different opportunities to go to this barbecue or to that camping trip or to this trip with a big group or whatever, you might have to say no to a couple of those because you know your objective and your priority is actually to spend more you time. So answer that prompt. Why? What is your objective or priority with choosing the summer that you are? The second prompt is, what does that objective or priority feel like? And this is something that I feel like is my favorite part when I'm trying to really manifest or formulate in a physical sensation what I'm dreaming or thinking of. What would this feel like in my body? for a couple of reasons. I think one, especially when we're getting into things like manifestation, which is just a fancy word for really bringing something out of your thoughts and into reality. So when you want to materialize something you're planning or thinking or really trying to harness into your life, knowing what it feels like allows your body to basically create the blueprint for it. So it's better to focus, at least in my opinion, on how things feel rather than how things look, or at least prioritize how things feel over how things look. When you throw the feeling into it, it can actually help you anchor into the type of person you are, the type of things that you value. So think about your objective and priority. What does it feel like to be fully submersed into that objective, into that priority, into that self-care slow summer? Create a color board of what it feels like. Sit and meditate and just think about it. Think about the words that describe the feelings. The things that I had written down for my example was comfort. Like, I really sense a comforting feeling by choosing a summer that is more self-care oriented. And I think the reason why is because I have truly felt so uncomfortable since basically winter time, and maybe even a little bit before, when my heat broke and I wasn't able to really live at home, and I wear a bazillion hats in my business while also being out of routine, while also being in a messy house because we're doing renovations. Like, all of it has been great and wonderful, and I've really opened myself up to it, but there is a layer to it. Two things can be true. I've also felt very uncomfortable, and so the thought of feeling comfortable again makes me emotional to think about. I'm like, I just want to feel grounded. I want to feel organized. I want to feel prepared. These are the words that came to mind when I thought about what it's going to feel like, what it's going to be like to be in that essence, to be in that energy. So what does it feel like for you? What does self-care harness or create an energy of? What does slow create an energy of? And the reason why this prompt is really important, and you can write down as many feelings as possible that you wish to feel as you manifest this type of summer into your life, is because the follow-up question to it is, then what does that feeling look like in terms of action? This is going to help you picture what actions will it take that will generate that feeling, that will generate that energy around you. For me, that looks like journaling. That looks like having mini routines. They don't need to be long established routines, just little bits of habit back into my life again. It looks like decluttering my house. It looks like organizing my house, nesting my house, getting house projects done and complete. It looks like having work completely lined up so that I'm able to then take a step back on my own maternity leave and not feel unprepared or stressed out. It looks like getting these final little touches that have been on my to-do list in the background that I have not been able to get to because I've been so busy, done. So again, I cannot have to think about those things. It looks like resting, like sleeping longer, taking more naps, moving more slowly, just taking more time. It looks like saying no to anything else because our agenda is pretty much as booked up as I would like it to be in terms of weekends and things that we've already committed to. So it looks like committing to nothing else. Taking care of my body. It looks like getting a few perhaps prenatal massages, and I officially can't paint my toes anymore, so going and getting my feet done every few weeks. Like, just doing these tiny little moments, tiny little things of caring for myself, of caring for my body, of getting my house ready. That's what it looks like, and I know if I can take those actions, I'll feel those feelings, and then I will have fulfilled or activated my objective of a self-care slow summer. And your answer could be so many different things of what it looks like. Spending more time alone, spending more time in nature, doing a deep comfort declutter of your closet, meaning you get rid of any summer clothes that you do not feel comfortable in. It could be cooking yourself dinner every night instead of, going out or spending money. It could be budgeting. It could be reading more. It could be so many different things. Time with friends, time with family, like just what actions, and picture them, truly picture them in your mind so you can write them down and be very thorough about what type of yeses will create that feeling that you were just generating in your body prior to. because the final prompt for you with how to create your own self-care slow summer is, what doesn't it look like? This is going to help you setting up your own personal boundaries or getting good at saying no, thank you, but no to the things that are going to be vying for your attention, that are going to be pulling at you or pulling you in a bunch of different directions, which is what tends to or sometimes can happen when we have vacations or summers or open free time or longer hours in the day. You can have something in place to catch you from giving up on your own objective or priority plan, especially if it's one that's important to you. Maybe it doesn't look like dating. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't look like drinking. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't look like going on trips or traveling. Maybe it does. Everybody's formula is going to be different, and that's why it's kind of hard to frame it from every angle and every perspective, which is why the prompts are so helpful with these types of chats, because I can give you my examples, but realistically, your summer will look different. And the prompt is gonna help you figure it out for yourself, exactly what your summer will and won't look like. That's gonna help you get the summer you're looking for, especially if you're needing self-care and nourishment right now. Maybe it doesn't look like working so much. Maybe it doesn't look like reading even. Maybe you don't want to read this summer. Maybe you want to take a break from all of that. Maybe it doesn't look like being on social media. Going back to, and now I'm thinking more of what it does look like. Maybe it looks like therapy. Maybe it looks like every single Thursday or every single Sunday spending a day doing something you love. I know that these prompts really helped me figure out how I was going to slow down the summer that already feels like it's zipping by fast, like we're already towards the end of June. And it helped me figure out exactly what I do need to be doing and what I don't need to be doing, and how to prioritize those more important things and start saying no to the other things. And it's not always easy, but I definitely feel like when you frame these things out for yourself, when you can create an idea and an image and a feeling around exactly what it is you're looking to gain out of a season, out of a project, out of anything of the sort, then you're going to be able to actually step into it because you've created it or framed it so nicely for yourself. So take those journal prompts and do with them as you will. And if you do feel so inclined to share, then definitely come on over to YouTube, leave them in the comment section down below. I feel like my tea has been sitting long enough now that I could probably take a sip without burning my tongue. Let's see. And so with that, I'm gonna go finish this tea. I'm gonna go start up more of my self-care summer. I still have a few things I need to do. Without further ado, I love you guys all the way around the moon and back again, and I will chat with you guys all next week. Bye everyone.